The tactical role-playing game Expeditions Rome asks players to step into the sandals of a legatus, commanding Roman legions in combat, and it allows you to do it as a woman. According to the strict laws, constitution and physical requirements of the ancient Roman Empire, a female general is an absolute impossibility. We are going to audit this digital counterfactual against the historical and archaeological record to see if this premise is pure modern fantasy or if it is historically grounded. Tracking the specific mechanisms that prevented a woman from taking command exposes the rigid structures that defined Roman life. The foundational Roman legal framework was patria potestas. This system consolidated all civic and monarchical power into the hands of the senior male. This legal framework formally barred women from entering the castrum, the military camp, as active combatants. To enter a legion, recruits had to pass a strict physical medical examination verifying intact male anatomy, disqualifying women. Physiological law. These legal documents meticulously tracked and rewarded male military service. The bureaucracy left no loophole for female enlistment. Elite Roman women were expected to display very different virtues, primarily pudicitia, or chastity. Breaking these bounds carried lethal consequences. Female military service was considered an active threat. Roman theorists viewed it as a dangerous subversion of the natural order that would bring chaos. Expeditions Rome solves this historical impossibility by forcing the player to hack the Roman legal system using extreme political nepotism. Throughout the first act, the female legatus must hide. She relies entirely on male proxies to issue her orders and prevent a mutiny. When the player returns to Rome, the game simulates the domestic legal barriers of the era, stripping the character of her property and inheritance rights. The game posits a specific hypothesis: a Roman woman could only wield military power through extreme deception, back-channel politics, and by directly violating constitutional law. While excluded from reality, Romans possessed a mythological blueprint for warrior women, though usually framed as tragic anomalies. In Virgil's epic The Aeneid, we meet Camilla. She is depicted as a highly respected Volusian cavalry commander and a tactical genius, but Camilla's death in the epic serves an ideological purpose. She is killed after becoming distracted by glittering armor, reflecting the Roman belief that female command is inherently fragile and unable to resist material luxury. The Dux Femina was culturally understood as a symbol of untamed heroic vigor, yet it was a symbol that ultimately had to be eradicated for the structured Roman state to survive. The Roman military was eventually forced to confront real-life Camillas on the battlefield in the form of foreign adversaries. Boudica of the Iceni led a massive British uprising, gathering 120,000 warriors and executing the total destruction of 3 Roman cities. Centuries later, Queen Maevia of the Tenochtids successfully deployed highly mobile cavalry to crush Roman border garrisons in the Levant. Rome could tolerate and even negotiate with female military commanders, provided they were classified as barbarians operating entirely outside the boundaries of Roman civilization. The ultimate taboo was an elite Roman woman bypassing the laws of patria potestas to command troops during the Perusine War. Fulvia took unprecedented action. She bypassed the Senate entirely to raise 8 legions and wage civil war against Octavian at the archaeological site of Perusia. Researchers recovered lead slingshot bullets called glands. Octavian's men carved vulgar sexual insults into them, targeting Fulvia directly. These slingshot insults were a weapon. Assassination attempt to physically and verbally reassert patriarchal control over a woman who had usurped masculine military power during the early empire. Agrippina the Elder assumed the role of a general at the Rhine Bridge, standing her ground to save retreating panicked male soldiers from slaughter when domestic Roman women touched military power. It wasn't celebrated as heroism. It caused massive societal panic and was viewed as a direct threat to the emperor's authority. The violent pushback faced by Fulvia and Agrippina maps directly to the digital mechanics of Expeditions Rome. The historical slingshot slander translates into the game's dialogue trees where conservative senators explicitly attack the player's legal and gendered right to command. The game's inclusion of a Sycan female warrior companion perfectly mirrors the Roman realization that foreign women fought while Roman women were legally barred, treating Roman patriarchy not as an invisible background but as a system of hostile rules to be outmaneuvered, makes this a uniquely accurate historical simulation. A female Roman legatus never existed in reality, but gamifying the intense friction, sexism and constitutional barriers of the ancient world turns an impossibility into an educational tool. By forcing players to fight against the absolute center of Roman patriarchal authority, playing as a female general demands a far deeper engagement with the reality of Roman society than a traditional male fantasy ever could.